Welcome to Purposefully Prototyping. How to confidently prototype in Unreal. From this to this. This is a little presentation which is serving anyone that is interested in Unreal but doesn't know where to start putting things together. A bit about who I am. I'm Radu. I have been working in the industry for about 14 years now, currently at Flying Wild Hog, working on an unannounced Unreal Engine 5 project, and my background ranges from QA to teaching to UX and game design. These are some of the companies I worked at in my career. Also, I am the driving force behind the Unreal Engine community in Sweden. We have a Discord channel of around 140 people, and also might be of some interest that each week or so I post Unreal Engine tips and tricks, each under 2 minutes, so very concentrated nuggets of knowledge. So, to get to the meat and bones of this presentation, what is prototyping even? Well, it's when you create a working model of your idea, which allows you to better test its feasibility. And the word better here is really the key. A paper design can aid you in understanding some of the logic you're working with, but prototyping demonstrates this even more by enabling you to test things early. It's also one of the root causes that validates interesting game design choices, and it's usually used as a method to de-risk and really understand the cost and the time of making your game reality. In order to prove some of these things described in these slides, I chose the test case of emulating working on a game jam, a rapid prototype, and the process around it. Keep in mind that this is just one version of the process of jamming. Your mileage might vary depending on your background or experience, yet the core principles applied here should generally be valid. So it doesn't matter if you're just starting out or are a seasoned veteran. My personal preference is the shortest jams, like the one we'll have this weekend, wink wink. And although this is a general template of how to get most juice out of a jam, it can easily apply to prototyping in the long run, like day by day at a company. Before we jump in, some things to check out in order to maximize the usage of our time. Should start with picking a purpose for why we're prototyping in the first place. Can just be one of these, or of course can be multiple. And these are just some examples. There of course can be a lot more. For example, core mechanics, how well it plays, is it fun? This is the most common one used due to its straightforwardness. Technology, how it's achieved, is it technically feasible? You can target innovation. How unique is it? Maybe it's a new genre or a combination of genre that's not been tried before, or just a newly invented mechanic. You can focus on game feel, how it feels and what emotions it taps. Most times game feel is spawned by the core mechanics, but not always. Fantasy. As an example, be the hero, or be the villain, or be a fish. Look and sound. How it looks and how the game sounds. Narrative. What story it tells, or from what perspective. Feedback. Who's gonna play it? Maybe I'm looking for the target audience. Maybe I'm looking for a publisher or investment. And last, but certainly not least, why not try to learn a new skill? What could I learn in the time frame? It's perfectly fine to use some of the constraints to gain a new skill instead. So maybe I want to learn using Niagara, the visual effects in Unreal. Other things to check, the rules of the jam, like theme, limitation, scoring, and if you're interested in what's being weighted the most. Stuff like the time frame, also important. And then I added some extra tips that will make you even more efficient. Generate ideas, and more so use templates for that framework. This one I marked with a star since I will tackle it separately. Most skip this second one, which is planning. It doesn't seem like the most fun one to do, but it does allow for clarity moving forward. Can also generally estimate or eyeball the minimum amount of time you'll need to spend into making these tasks and the general scope. And in hindsight, it will help a lot in keeping you organized. Also, I would recommend resolving the vision of the game first. From picking one of the ideas to the sub-theme to putting some words together on paper or digital paper, that can give some indication on what can be the actions that the players can take, like a core mechanic or a secondary mechanic as well if you want, and maybe something related to the purpose or the goal of the player. Would also say to start simple. Do not over-engineer things, either on paper or in engine. Take baby steps. Prove things sequentially rather than all at once. If a task seems too daunting, then consider breaking it down into smaller chunks or tasks. And once you actually get to prototyping, doesn't matter what you use, just make sure you use some sort of version control. Nobody likes losing hours of work. If this is one of your first jumps, consider giving Git a try. This probably will get me cursed by the entire Unreal community, but Git is pretty straightforward to set up. If you know what you're doing, Perforce is the most supported source control software for Unreal, but do keep in mind, if you're really just starting out, the Perforce setup is easily something that could swallow a big slice of your time. Also, do not try to reinvent the wheel. Use the strengths of the engine. Use what's already there, from blueprints to plugins to assets. Do not shy away from leaning on the engine's offerings. Once you get things in, do try to test them out. Do not wait for the perfect final asset or mechanic. Do not expect the perfect first try of implementing something. Try things fast as possible, and just get feedback early if you can. Put it in engine and try it out. And from time to time, consider bending the rules of your mechanics or systems. You might find interesting takes that give birth of cool new ideas. One of the things that people get stuck in a lot is ideation. Sometimes it just feels like inspiration is not really there. So I did compile a few possible options for you to spice up your creativity. A pretty common one is to look at other games, either games you're interested in or you played before. Deconstruct a mechanic from them, something you liked, a theme, a character. You can also pick something from entertainment, like a book, a movie, a song you enjoyed. Other things you like hobby, culture, mythology, animals, food, etc. A very potent one is actually your own life experiences. This is actually probably the most underrated of the categories, since it's the one that, although people don't put it first, it is one that generally guarantees some unique perspective, since it's your own life experience after all. Brainstorming. Anything from mind mapping to using semantic fields like, take one word and find the words that go around that term. So if I start from cheese, I can say milk, cows, bells, grass, and so forth. I call this morphing, but unsure if this is the common agreed term. But really, it's like taking something of an existing idea and modifying some of the parameters. What if everyone in your favorite TV show were cats instead? Emotions. This is a pretty self-explanatory one, but pick an emotion or several and try to riff around those. For example, I want the player to be afraid, so how do I achieve that? You can also try combining this with the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and why, asking these questions around it. You can also add more constraints. What if I can't jump? What if I have 4 arms instead? You can also ask others or bounce ideas with them. Ask a friend, ask your mom, ask your AI, whatever and whomever, you're bound to get some interesting takes. And then consider just generally combining some of these things above. You don't really need to limit yourself just to the one thing. Mix and match at your own leisure. So yeah, with all of this concluded, let's get to business. Let's make a little prototype. And as I build things, I will come back to these slides to check in on the things that I'm actually applying. For the second part, I already took the liberty of taking these 3 slides and copying them into Miro. I'll use Miro for applying some of these points. This will not be as much as make a game in a very short amount of time, but more how to use these, how to apply these, like an actual example of how to get better results out of prototyping, either for a game jam or just in general. So yeah, let's start with the first one, just picking a purpose. I will go with, just finding one mechanic that works. Probably I will not record for 2 days, so I can also add another constraint. It's not as much on the game itself, but on me. So the other constraint here, let's put some text, add additional constraint, be done with this part in 15-20 minutes, right? So I will pretty much accelerate when showing these methods to get better prototypes. All right, so first part done. Check the rules. So let's take an example jam, and yeah, we can look here. Says gameplay first, 2 days, gameplay first, aesthetic seconds, and theme, Scandinavian spirit. So maybe this we can take with us directly. So we know gameplay first is important. So us going with mechanics probably is a good idea. Yes, let's put theme here. Theme, Scandinavian spirit. And yeah, we checked this, we checked the time frame, and yeah, we did that. Now, generate ideas. Where to start? Let's look here. Maybe we can start from the theme, right? So in order to make this a bit more simple, I'll just take spirit instead of the full thing, and let's see how this will go. Spirit, and yeah, we'll do a bit of kind of semantic fields here. So if I start with spirit, let's say ghost, souls, let's maybe say purgatory, yeah, always nice. Gray, maybe something like collect. Probably that is yeah, and let's also take something else from here and say like a book or even a game, because it is both. Let's say Dante's Inferno, right? That is definitely something to inspire ourselves from. So I'll also put Dante's Inferno. Okay, so that part is done. I don't know what the second collect was. Probably I was writing evil spirits. Let's see. Okay, so that part is done. We generated some ideas. Again, keep in mind this probably will take a bit more time. Don't normally take the first idea that comes to mind, but since we are constrained by the short amount of time, probably makes sense in this case. Create some basic tasks. Yeah, let's actually do that. Yeah, we can add a little bit more stuff here and here, which is related more to design, vision, but let's create some tasks first. Maybe brainstorm is actually done already, right? Brainstorm already done. Can put it to complete. Vision things, right? Which we can also have. And yeah, let's see what. Let's start with vision things, because probably that's important. Game genre. In order to make this very fitted to the time frame, I will say arcade. The game name, well, it seems like the game will be maybe around me walking as this ghost through this gray fog, this gray place. So maybe give up the ghost, this expression. That sounds cool. Pillar 1, maybe it is find your soul. Find yourself, let's say. And I will make pillar 2. No, let's not do this for our case. Right, you want to find yourself. Emotion, probably desolation, because it's not very amazing in purgatory, I guess. Then maybe exploration. Maybe exploration. I mean, you will move and collect stuff, so there is that. Theme, maybe theme location is definitely purgatory. Seems like the way to do it. Core mechanic, collect soul fragments. Do not collect bad soul fragments, whatever that is. Okay. Main character. Let's say to be smart here and use, kind of limit ourselves a little bit more, is apply, let's say, to not worry about animations, we're just gonna have this formless blob, like a cylinder or like a sphere or whatever. So formless blob. That is the character. Purpose. You need to really collect things. Yeah, collect all of your soul fragments to unlock the exit to exit. Unlock the exit out of purgatory. Where are you going? I don't know. Game objects. Let's say definitely souls is a thing. Maybe these murderer souls, which is the bad ones. The bad ones. Collect. Do not collect murderer souls. Why are murderer souls in purgatory? I don't know either. Murderer souls. And let's say probably an exit. Exit. Yeah, let's say this is good for what we're trying to achieve here. Cool, so vision things seems to be okie dokie. Let's copy this so we have another one ready and make this green. That's not the right tint. This. Okay, so now we did that. Let's do more. We did a bit of the vision. Let's do a little bit more of the basic tasks and then just start doing things. What would we need? So it's an arcade game, you collect things, some things you want to avoid. So let's say character. Yeah, we need to have a character, which is this formless blob. After this, maybe so collectables, which is souls in our case, or the bad souls, or bad souls. And then probably movement is smart to do. And then goal, exit of purgatory, visible only when you collected all of your souls, all of your soul fragments. Okay, cool. Don't need to put too much into this. And yeah, cool. So now we go to the next part. Start simple. Well, yes, we will. Let's start with version control. Sorry. I will use this and I will make one. Our game was give up the let's just call it Ghost for now. In a path called Ghost. It is for Unreal. And then Ghost and Ghosts, maybe like this instead. Yep. Okay. With that, we have the first one. Cool. Let's make a project now in sort of generally the same space. We do Ghost. Let's call this Ghost. Let's put it to scalable, so maybe it loads a bit faster. Starter content, probably we want that. All right. now we go. We are halfway in maybe, or even more. So yeah, let's make some progress in engine in a few minutes. Let's see how it goes. I'm using 5.5, but it doesn't really matter for our test case. Any Unreal version would be fine. Okay, so the first thing I do normally, which is go to, I think, editor preferences, was it? And I search for this. And then I try to put things in the main window because I don't really like things opening in some other window. Let's make a new level, a basic one. This one just has a little cube in it. Right. So yeah, I put a cube there. Let's save this. Make a little folder called levels or maps if you want to do the classic one. I'm gonna call this level core. Save. And then we'll try to connect Git. Okay, that looks good. And then let's try to do a little test commit. Did I press submit? Maybe not. Okay. And why is this not in the thing? Save all. Okay, let's move this a bit. Maybe I should have done this connect to revision before. But now I should have this map. Indeed, test commit. Let's see if everything looks okay there. Okay, test commit is there. I'm not gonna bother much with adding these to the git ignore simply because of time constraints, but I'm saying commit everything to commit everything because no time to tweak git ignore, and we will actually do that, and then we'll publish repository. Right, nice. So now we can start. Let's start with just making a folder called core and put maybe like a game mode. Actually, let's not waste time. Let's be smart about it, right? So let's be smart about it and add a feature pack like the third person just to get the character from there. So everything is, we don't need to worry about that. Yes, let's do that. To do that, I will publish the repository. Ghost, keep this code private. Sounds good. Did not click this button, or oh, it's loading. Never mind. Okay, so this seems like it was added. Now I'm gonna go back to the mirror board and check some things out. So we definitely started very basic. We didn't assume much. We use version control. It works. Do not work against the engine. We already used some of the template stuff that is already in Unreal. All right, let's go back and make some stuff. Let us actually connect the third-person game mode, right? Because it's already made in the third-person template we just got. And then let's take a start just to make sure everything. Oh, I had another one there. I'm blind. And here we are. This looks cool. But in our case, this is not necessarily the one we want, simply because I want this formless blob. So I'm gonna disable this mesh, maybe hide it, hide, visible. It's not visible. Done. And it will still be fine. Yes, cool. And now I will add, instead of this, a little cylinder. And that can be my main thing. And I'll move it a little bit higher up, like so maybe. And this cylinder can maybe have some material that looks like something. Don't know how this looks like. Well, sure. Okay. So that is that. Then we should, we said character, then we said, what else we said here? Movement is already done, so these two I can already move to done, make them green. Collectibles, okay, that is the important part. Let's make one. Let's make an actor called Good Soul. It's a good soul. So the good soul, maybe I should have done soul and then a parent and two children. It's good. Maybe I'll just do good soul for the purpose of this little test. Good soul. Okay, so let's put like a sphere here. Maybe this sphere looks fine, like so. And this sphere is like another weird looking material. Let's see, does this look main? This looks very hard to see. It does not. So let me pick something. Ooh, this looks cool. Yeah, this looks like a proper. Okay, I need to disable collision here. Let's do that. Collision, well, not disable, maybe overlap all. Yeah. Again, it's not the perfect way to do it, but yeah, let's do, how do I collect it? Interface, maybe an interface. Blueprint, I think it's here, interface, blueprint interface, collect. And I'm gonna call this also collect. Yeah, that's it. And I will implement it in here. I'll implement it in here. Collect. Yes, is there? Yeah. Cool. And now I will check when I hit this. So maybe I'll do for this. Did I disable stuff on the cylinder? I should have, right? Disable overlap, I mean. So the cylinder can have a begin overlap, and from this begin overlap we do does it implement interface, and we're looking for those one we hit, and we're looking for bi collect, and if this is true I will definitely say, well, now you're fine. So I'll do soul counter, and an integer, because I don't want to do many things with it, and I will just say get this one, and then plus plus. And that is true, but at the same time I want to call collect. Let's see if, what did I do? Oh, okay, let's see, does that, wait, what did I do here? I need to also do collect in here. What am I doing? Collect. So when you do collect, that's not the right one. Collect. It was the first one. Collect. There you go. When I do collect, I kill myself. And I will also do little delay. It's not the most pretty way to do it, but just so we feel like there's some impact there. Okay, it went away, and probably I should have, let's just do a tick. Not also too nice, but let's just do a tick with a print string, and inside of here is maybe format. What was it? Was it format text? Format text? I think it was format text. And I can say I have out of something, which is soul counter, something out of, what did I do? New format my text. What am I doing wrong here? Did these ones that made a a new one. So soul counter out of 3. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's see if that works. Maybe disable the time here so it just shows once. Make it in some red color so it's super visible. 0 out of 3. Well, 1 out of 3. Whoa. All right, so all I need to do now is put 3 of these. Maybe I should tweak the lighting things. It is darker. It is definitely dark as hell in Purgatory. And maybe the color of this is very, very much like that. This one is even too colorful. Anyway, let's put more souls. So I'll do this and maybe even this. Did I? Yes, let's take these, and then there's an exit. Okay, I should do the exit. Last thing we do, if we exit, and this exit is probably I have static mesh. That's like a door. Static mesh. Door frame. Yeah, that's good. Ooh, big boy. So this one should be on. This one is. Let's just make it invisible. So it is not actually seen. Cast a shadow, please. Visible. Okay. So if I make it like that, I shouldn't be able to see it. Yes, but it should appear the moment I have collected all 3 of these. So I will just maybe do get player character. Let's cast. This is again not the best way to do it, but what the hell. And then I'll save this, and when this happens, this will be actually maybe I can do when I have 3 of these. Let's do a check. If this is greater or equal to 3, then I would say you have some key to exit. And let's do just a boolean. That's not what I meant. And this key to the exit is like true. Okay, so let's do that. No, let's do after. Yeah, let's do after. Okay, so then I have the key, and maybe when I have the key, you even do key obtained, something like that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, key obtained. Okay, cool. And now all we need to do is make sure that I check this on maybe since this is just the one. No, let's just use tick. We don't have time to. So whenever this guy has the key, get key. If key to exit is true, then let's absolutely be done with this and say the visibility of the static mesh is now toggle visibility. Toggle visibility, probably that will work. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's the exit, and it flashes for whatever awful reason. Okay, well, and then when I pass through it, we can overlap print string. And if you have the key true, then you print string this. You escaped purgatory. Does it flash even? Maybe it's because it's toggle, so you need to do it once. Set visibility of the static mesh true. Yeah, it's don't use stick as I did generally. All right, cool. key obtained, you escape purgatory. And not just this, if we look back into the Miro board, we'll see that we also did this. We did iterate on things, and yeah, maybe we did not bend the rules yet, but yeah, this is kind of an example of how to apply these. Thank you for checking this out. Feel free to reach out to the Unreal Engine Sweden community via Discord. Happy prototyping!